stuff. Okay, so we are here today to talk about attracting more clients. In the month of August, looks like I forgot to change the word on the thing I'm looking at right now, but for the month of August, that's what we're going to be talking about. And today's session, looking at right now, that's cool. Today's session is open for your comments. So if you're here with me live, go ahead and throw up your hashtag live. If you're viewing this on the replay, go ahead and throw up your hashtag replay. And you can always comment on this video. We can chat about it later, even after the live session. If you've never met before, I'm Melissa Fryer. I'm the founder and the main mentor at Build a Better Bakery. In a nutshell, we are here to make your baking business journey less stressful. So if you're looking for more joy, clarity, just kind of people to lean on, ask questions to, get support from, that's what we do. So let's hang out more if you're into this whole baking thing, and we can do it together. Now, as I mentioned for August, attracting more clients, that's what we want to talk about. Now, you can have the best bakes in the world, and if the right people don't know about them, you're probably going to continue to struggle with sales, because if you're not really letting people know about them in the right way, you're talking to the wrong people, you're scared to talk about your business, all of those kind of like beginner issues. If you're just new to business and you don't really know how to speak about yourself and about your product, you could be noticing lower sales, even if the things you're actually creating are really delicious. Like, that's not the problem, right? It's just getting the word out. So we're going to chat about some important aspects each week of this month. And there's 5 weeks. There's going to be 5 sessions on this topic, because we want to get you in there and we want to bring those eyeballs to your products, right? That's the point of this month, August. We're getting back into things. So today we're going to cover what any business needs to have in place to turn a prospective client into a first-time client, without a lot of sales, wheeling and dealing on your part. So this is kind of the beginning steps of, before you even speak to them, what can you have in place to help them feel comfortable connecting with you or contacting you or coming into your shop? You know, what are some things you can do to prepare for that? Kind of like pre-gaming your marketing, right? Like pre-gaming that first interaction. What we want to do is just naturally have them at hello. We don't have to convince them. They're ready to go. And I'm going to give you some specific tips today. So again, if you're here live, throw up your hashtag live. If you want to know, stay in the know about the lives, you can check the events here in the group. I post a couple days before what we're going to talk about. You can find me going live every week. I think I'm going to shift the time to 9 a.m. Mountain Time, just because of what's going on with our new homeschool schedule. So let's do 9 a.m. Mountain Time. I will get it eventually. For now, and it's going to have to be on Thursdays because it's the hashtag Thursday Fave session. So I've got to figure out a time that's going to work. Might just be a little earlier for me. And you can also send me a friend request on the platform. I'll accept it, and then you'll get automatic invites via the Facebook group. It can only be sent out to friends because the group is so large, it can't send to everyone anymore. So that's just the way it has to go. If you want a direct invite, you can hang out on the free email list. It's used for updates on what's going on and sending you replay links of some of these sessions. So if you'd rather just have the replay, you might miss some of the goodies that happen during the live, but you'll still get the information. You just need to be on the email list for that. So yeah, come out here, hang out, 9 a.m. Mountain Time every Thursday, and you'll get more information through the rest of the month on attracting clients as well. We're also on YouTube if you want replays there. All right, so we're going to hop in with how you can automatically attract the right clients in higher numbers who are ready to buy at hello. And if you are here live, let me know in the comments, do you feel like you're having trouble attracting clients? Yes or no? Is that something that you, maybe give me a goal, like how many more clients are you hoping to connect with or attract each week or each month? Kind of give me a ballpark of what you're looking to, what your next step looks like. All right, we're going to hop in. The first tip is to be visible where it counts. And that's not going to be everywhere. I know there's a lot of pressure to kind of be everywhere and have pages and interact. And yes, you know, social media and the online world, likely you're going to need a spot somewhere just to, that's just the age we live in. People Google things, right? It's like an actual word that people use. They're going to look for things online first. Sometimes they might see you around, We'll talk about that in later weeks and how you can approach that avenue as well. But really just something, even if it's just one, I'll give you some examples, one online source. I think it's really smart that you have kind of a home base there. So this means you're going to need to set up and maintain core business pages. You might be on different platforms or just one platform. You might have a website, right? That counts as kind of a home base. And we need these to be like main online places that people can find your information when they are searching for keywords of things that you're offering or doing, because that's how people search for services. So we need to make sure we're there when they start looking. And you're going to use the apps or the pages that people in your area use to search for products and services. And that's going to differ depending on where you live. The top 3 I would highly advise being on would be to create your free Google business page. If you have, the trick to this is you have to have an address for business that you are willing to post. So it could be your home address, could be your commercial address. That's kind of the deal with the Google business listing, is that people have to be able to see where it is. I really, if you feel comfortable, I really suggest doing that. You can also just have the website and hopefully it will pop up on the top results. And that's a whole other thing. It's an SEO thing. But those would kind of be like on Google, either having a website that's coming up on the results, #1 results page, and or a Google business listing or similar. Okay, and then also a free Facebook page. I have one for all my businesses. You might not use it a ton. It might not be, the main place where you are speaking to your clients, but having it on there is going to allow them to see that you're open. Maybe you post once a week, kind of showing them what you're up to. And it just lets them know that you're caring about when they're searching on that platform, what they're seeing, and that you're there to say hello early. And then lastly, a free Instagram page. I personally don't like Instagram. I just don't like the platform. I know plenty of people use it and love it. So if that's your thing, focus on that. And beyond that, you could look into things like Thumbtack, Nextdoor, TikTok, etc. Again, it's really area specific and what type of content you like to put out specific. So just don't feel overwhelmed to do too much. There's lots of options. I would suggest starting with at least something on Google. So either a simple website or a more intricate website, or that Google listing with the address. One of those, just to get your foot in the door in Google searching, because it's so big. And then one social media or community app, whichever one you feel like, hey, I can deal with this for a little while. Just get your business page up and maybe post once a week or something like that, just to get people their eyeballs on what you're doing. And then you can go from there. And really, you're not going to be on everything. It's going to be really hard for you to be on every single app and website with your information, keeping it up to date. You can hire a VA or someone to help you with that if you do want that. I would suggest getting help because it is pretty time consuming, especially if you're posting updates a lot. So we just need to face the fact that people are going to search online constantly for these types of things that you're offering. So you have to be up there somewhere to show that you're an active business, providing services right now. All right. Number 2, show them what you do, how you do it, and what people think about it in an automatic fashion. So this isn't something they have to ask you about. This isn't something they have to call you about or send you an email about. They can find this information pretty easily somewhere, usually online or in a different format. This can look like you selling without having to actually sell to them, right? You're kind of, you're painting a picture of what it's like to work with you without actually having to speak to them. So this is how we're priming them to have them at hello. This is how we're priming them to want to do business with us before we even speak. So when we start talking, they're already on the same page. We're already like, yes, we match. That's what we're looking for. And so you just have to do your best to show them exactly what they need to see to make their choice. And that's going to be dependent on the demographics you're serving, the type of services you have, when you're open, where you're located, right? There's people are going to need to know certain information. Like if it's really hard to find parking where you live, maybe fill them in on how to park to get to your location, right? Like help them understand how to work with you and let them know if you're going to help them with the needs they have or not. In a nutshell, it means to Specifically, words are good, but pictures are even better. Okay, so showing them photos of your actual work. Now I'm gonna interject something here. I know that this whole like generated image thing is getting popular. I think that's okay for like simple, like if you needed an image for a post and you're just kind of talking to your clients or whatever it is. But if you're actually trying to sell something or you want them to see the work that you've produced, it is, in my opinion, that there should never be a generated image used for that, or images of products not made by you in any gallery or any post trying to sell something. It's kind of false advertising, actually. Like, it's not showing what you're actually going to do, can get you in a ton of trouble. There's been a lot of back and forth about this over the last couple years because of generated images and because of people, using other people's images and things like that. So I really suggest just making sure that the images are yours. Describe how you can serve your clients and in what ways you hold up your business to be special and noteworthy. So you need to tell them, what is it that I'm actually doing for you? And how is it different, better, more sophisticated, more unique? Like a little bit about what's my special thing? Like my little special thing. It might not have to be huge. It might just be, hey, I use high-end ingredients, or hey, I have a bunch of experience, or hey, I specialize in birthday party, like themed kids' birthday parties. Whatever it is, just kind of pinpoint one or two things so people can latch on to that. Even if you have a wider range of options, give them something to grab onto that's going to help people understand more where you're at. And then you can describe how you serve your clients and in what ways, or I'm sorry, I just read that sentence. I read notes for this because I will totally go off tangent if I don't. I already read that sentence. You can create a mission statement, which can feel like a little restrictive. It does take time. So if you can't nail a mission statement or a motto right away, don't worry about it. Just journal about it, write a couple options, and refine it as you're serving your clients. But that can help describe the path that you're going to use to provide the services to the people that you serve most often, right? It might feel like you're not talking to everyone, but that's the point. So you want to talk to essentially your most active or lucrative or excited group, call them out, say how you serve them, and then anyone else that has a different need, they can contact you and see if you can do it. But for the most part, you want to talk to that one group that's the most important to your business building. Okay, and then lastly, we need to show some reviews. Could be one review, could be 100 reviews. It doesn't matter, but we need to show some kind of reviews from someone that's not you. So we want to contact past clients, even family and friends who've had our products, get them to post a review on your Google page that you've made, or on your social, or on, something where it can be recorded. So you can show customers insight of kind of what's going on when people work with you, and new clients are going to be able to better connect with trusting your services because other people are saying that they trust you. And that might seem very kind of simple, but a lot of people skip on the reviews because they don't want to ask for them. So just get out there, ask for like 10 reviews, see how many come in, have them post it directly to whichever platform you set up, and let that do the work for you, because reviews sell. We know that. So get that in there. All right, number 3, we're going to make it easy to contact or visit your location. Like, it has to be so easy. Someone who's completely distracted needs to know how to do that, because people are very distracted, especially online. So there's, of course, options of where that information can go. We need it to be consistent, we need it to be correct, and we need it to be everywhere, like everywhere, because people shouldn't have to, it's very frustrating when you can't find contact information, and it will often lead clients to just click off and go somewhere else because they don't want to look for it. Literally 2 extra clicks will turn someone off. So it needs to be super visible everywhere. Hi, Tiana, good to see you. All right, so this could be making an effort to keep your open hours up to date, having all this information on your contract or your contact number, your address, all of that is up to date and correct as possible. And that could be sitting on your menu. That could be sitting on your website homepage. Usually at the bottom is where it needs to be. If you have a website and you don't have your contact information on the homepage somewhere, it needs to be there, just period, blank, okay? Get it on there. Even if it's just an email or whatever, but some way that someone can contact you directly. And then if you have like a commercial location, something else, make sure it's on the front door, make sure it's in the front window somewhere, on a hanging sign, somewhere where people can find that out like immediately upon arrival, take photos of it, share it online, whatever, but it needs to be completely accessible. And we just need to know that clients will lose a lack of trust if you're not sticking to your business hours, if you don't answer the phone or the phone line is busy or just go straight to voicemail or whatever. So if the lines of communication are broken, that's going to be a problem to have them at hello, right? So make sure those are open. Number 4, make sure you accurately portray your vibe. Even if you're not sure what that is yet, I just want you to be as authentic as possible when you make content, when you make images, like on Canva, that's our favorite place to make images, things like that. Just kind of stick with the theme, right? Stick with the vibe. Do what feels right for you, not what everyone else is doing, what looks popular. Take some cues from what people like and make it your own. And we also want to talk about what kind of people shop with you, because that's how we're going to hone our message to the clients who need to see it most. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the month. This is how you can start doing that. So it should include aesthetics, right? Either a color theme or an imagery theme that's going along with who's going to be shopping with you and kind of what their vibe is. Price point examples, so sharing base prices for cakes or dessert tables or cookies or pizzas or whatever it is that you're baking. Having some kind of price point example, that's going to be very important. Talking about specialty offers. So these are kind of your bread and butter or the things that you like to do the most. You might want to mention weddings, or you might want to mention birthdays, or whatever it is that you focus on. Use those words to portray what you're going to be doing with your time, etc. Right? There's lots of options to this. I just want to hit home authenticity, sticking with a vibe, making sure that it's looks like something the people that you want to sell to would be interested in. All right, so you got to either put yourself in their shoes. If you're not your direct client, talk to those people, ask them some questions, and then get that information to use for your marketing or that pre-game marketing information that we talked about. You want it to be attractive to them. Branded photos are really good at laying this out. So getting with a photographer, talking to them about your brand, talking to them about what needs to be in the photos. They come in, they take some photos. Usually you're going to be in some of them, super cute. They photograph some products, and then you can use those photos everywhere. You can reuse them for websites, for posting, for brochures, for business cards, for all kinds of stuff. So if you're into that and you have a photographer that you trust in your area, ask them about branded photos and see if you can get something going with that. Okay, I want to hit on this once more before we end today's session. You do not want to skip out on showing examples of your pricing. And this is one of the biggest kind of like, I'm going to call it a mistake, but it's not really a mistake. It's like one of the biggest learning hurdles that I see people make is they don't feel comfortable asking for money because they love to bake and they don't want people to have to pay for that, even though they're trying to do it as a business. So it's kind of like bridging the gap between asking for money for something that thankfully you like to do for your job, which is totally okay because you're providing a service for somebody else. Knowing that giving a price point example is going to save you so much time and it's going to set the expectation. And that is your job as a business owner. And that's going to help people better understand what you do and how you're doing it, and to have them at hello. Because you're not going to have them at hello if they don't understand what they're about to spend, and that can turn people off. So much of a baker's time is wasted when we keep that pricing under wraps until someone asks for a quote. Then we throw them their quote and then it's crickets, right? Sound familiar? It's because they weren't expecting that. And you could have, right, like jump the gun and set the expectation with either a starting price for certain products or a minimum order amount, something like that, just to give them an idea of kind of what they're getting into. And also mentioning that all quotes are personalized based on needs, which most people do. but just letting them know, hey, this is the starting price. We're going to go up from here if you want anything other than the base XYZ. And what that's going to do is it's going to help weed people out who aren't in the budget for whatever they're ordering at the moment. People's priorities change. They might not want to spend a bunch of money on a cake for their boss, but they might want to spend a ton of money on their kid's first birthday cake. Who knows, right? Priorities are different. You'll never understand it. Don't try. One client could say no for a year and then they spend thousands of dollars with you. So you never know. Don't attempt to figure out why or how or whatever. We just give them the information they need to make the choice before having to contact us, and then we get ghosted and then it's weird. So what they're going to do is they're going to see the numbers, then they're going to self-select. So they're just going to say, hey, I'm out, or yeah, I think I can do that. Let's talk more. And you're no longer wasting your time discussing and quoting people who wouldn't have been interested anyway, right? So for my 16 years of experience, many buyers already have that number in mind. You can ask them outright what their budget is if you want to, because what I've noticed is any kind of talking that you're going to do is not going to change their mind. They've already got that number. They're not interested, really. You can try to figure out a way to get them something for less. Sometimes they'll take that, but it takes a lot of work on your end to get that information to them. So it depends on how much time you have. Unless your client is desperate, which happens sometimes, in that case, they can make their choice on their own and then contact you with that direct contact information that you've kept up to date. They'll be able to get with you and move forward with an order pretty quickly. Okay, now to recap, having a client at Hello is all about making it clear and simple to understand what you do and how you can help them before any in-person interactions need to take place. It's just a very kind of like clear snapshot of you and your business and what you're going to do, what you do, and if they fit into that puzzle or not. It saves us tons of time and helps to solidify our professionalism because we're giving that information beforehand. It's not a secret. You can check that out, before you ever have to contact me. And that initial trust that we want our clients to have in us is built when we share that information clearly and simply beforehand. Now, it does require that you set up your online presence thoroughly, which we talked about. And in the case of commercial spaces, using that front door, the windows, if you've got a food truck, any place on the food truck that's visible when most people are driving by, use that area. Even the interior of a store or a place where people are going to stand for a long time, like waiting in line to order, that's a really good spot to put information as well. And you can even put it on a receipt, although people don't really look at receipts that often, but that can be on there too. And it's going to allow this to happen seamlessly as people are trying to work with you, having that information available. So once a client self-selects, begins to understand that you serve their needs specifically, and feels comfortable to interact with you, you'll likely have that client ready to buy or ready to order with that first hello, that first interaction. So that's how I'd set that up. Okay, bonus tip before we go, having an FAQ section, which you've probably seen before on other websites, either on your social or on your website or somewhere visible, is a great way to answer the most common questions that you're getting without having to repeat yourself with each new client. So it's just a little source of info that they can click on and read about. It helps them also better understand how you deal with situations, questions that other people have that maybe they haven't thought of, etc. So that's a good thing too. And you can also automate some of this on apps like Facebook Business Suite. They'll just allow you to put in FAQ questions. So there's different avenues that you can use to get some of those in there. Those are very popular and very helpful too. Hi, Demetria, good to see you. Okay, so that's it for us today. Now, from everything we've mentioned, I would like to know, if you're viewing this, what do you think you need to update or create to have your clients at Hello? Is there anything we kind of touched on today that you're thinking, yes, I'm going to go look at that right now, I'm going to fix that, or I'm going to add that info? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to grab your baking business plan template if you need one. We made one specifically for bakers that has lots of great information not normally included in a business plan, made specifically for the baking industry. That's up in the shop right now. Or you can grab the Plan for Success course. That template is inside of it, and we walk through step-by-step via video. So if you're getting started with your business and feeling overwhelmed, confused with all the steps to getting a solid plan in place or following a plan. I know that that is, it feels like you have to do everything at once and it can be confusing. So just figuring out, what do I need to do first? How does this work? What's the information I need to have? Who do I need to contact? All that good stuff. The template will give you a place to put information, and then the Plan for Success course will give you more of a step-by-step of how to do that and more information on just simply planning any kind of business, but specifically baking. So if you need that or you want more information, you can DM me for it. You can comment here. I'll get you the link to the template or the course, or whichever you're interested in. You can also pop over to the buildabetterbakerynow.com website. You can just select the paperwork or the courses from the navigation area and get all the information there too. I wanted to note at the end of this video that I will be moving this weekly session to 9 a.m. Mountain Time, which is what I mentioned at the very beginning as well. For the moment, we're going to see if that time works because I'm attempting to accommodate homeschool situation better. And I know that's going to be like 8 a.m. Pacific. So it's going to be an hour earlier than I have been doing it for years. We're going to start there and see if that works so we can keep it on Thursdays at least. And if you have any other questions, you need resources, you want to contact me, my inbox is open here on Facebook. You can also email me at melissa@buildabetterbakerynow.com and we can chat over email. Okay. All righty. Hope you have the best day, and I'll see you next week for more attracting client tips.